In the mid-14th century, a silent killer swept across Europe. A disease so devastating, it erased entire communities and reshaped history. This is the dark history of the Black Plague. The story begins far from Europe. Historians believe the plague originated in Asia, traveling westward along ancient trade routes like the Silk Road. By the year 1347, merchant ships carried the unseen enemy into European ports. The plague was caused by a bacterium known as Yersinia pestis. It spread through fleas that lived on black rats, common on trade ships and in crowded medieval cities. As infected rats died, fleas jumped to humans, carrying the deadly infection with them. Poor sanitation, lack of medical knowledge, and the constant movement of armies and traders allowed the disease to spread uncontrollably across continents. Victims of the plague developed painful swellings called buboes, accompanied by fever, chills, and darkened skin. Most died within just a few days. Unable to explain the disease, many people believed it was divine punishment. Fear and panic gripped every town and village. The Black Death claimed an estimated 50 million people across the world. Entire villages were wiped from the map. Families abandoned one another. Doctors, wearing strange beaked masks filled with herbs, tried treatments that did little to stop the dying. Desperation drove people to extremes. Some turned to prayer and religious processions. Others turned to violence, blaming minority groups and outsiders for the spread of the disease. The plague shook the very foundations of medieval society, disrupting economies, traditions, and beliefs. By the early 1350s, the first great wave of the plague had faded. But Europe would never be the same again. Labor shortages gave surviving workers more bargaining power. Medicine began to evolve, slowly moving towards science and observation. And the haunting memory of the Black Plague remained a warning of humanity's fragility. The Black Plague was not just a disease. It was a turning point in history, a tragedy that reshaped the world forever. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.